General CDs Part 15. Ahoy, hi everybody, and welcome to Part 15 of a look at my General CDs. Just normal CDs, no compilations, soundtracks, signed stuff, print stuff, but pretty much everything else, or box sets. Let's just carry straight on. So here we have Bowie at the Beeb for Best of the BBC Sessions 68 to 72. This is the limited edition that also includes his set at the BBC Radio Theatre on June 27th, 2000. I think this is the version where they accidentally put the wrong track twice. I think this is a wrong version. John, I'm only dancing... No, that's not on here, so it can't be that. Can't remember. But one track should have been two different versions of it. It might be Ziggy Stardust, that's on here twice. Should have been two different versions of it, but they put the same version on both times. Whichever one it was, anyway. But yeah, very good. Very strong stuff. So most of it is early, this sort of up to Ziggy Stardust, really. Aladdin Sane, I think is the latest era. And then the 2000 concert, which is amazing, in my opinion, anyway. This is REM's Up. This was a charity shop purchase again within the last year. So again, that's referring to a previous video. This is a charity shop purchase from the last year or so. Day Sleeper was sort of a hit from this one. But a good album. I've gradually picked up most of REM's albums and enjoyed them all. Some more than others, obviously. This is Shaky Rocking Rhythm. I sort of bought this by mistake. I was browsing Amazon or Play or something like that, I can't remember which, probably Amazon, and sort of saw this and thought it was a new album that I'd missed. Picked it up and it's just a compilation. They did 6 themed albums, and this is sort of the rocky stuff. They also did one Red Hot and Rocking or something like that. Rock and roll. It's hard to read, very hard to read. Have we got pictures of them anywhere else? That's a bit clearer. Red Hot and Rocking, Country Blues, Rock and Country Blues, Rocking with Country, Rocking Rhythm, and Rocking the Blues. So, what's the difference between Rock and Country Blues and Rocking with Country? I suppose it's a bit more bluesy, but they're all a bit general. But this is quite a nice compilation because it's got lots of, if the only singles are Love Struck, I think was a single, and No Julie. Everything else are just album tracks and B-sides and what have you. This is Jarvis Cocker's debut solo album, the Jarvis Cocker record. Much as Pulp are one of my favourite bands, I didn't get this until a few years back. I have only listened to it once. I remember very much enjoying it. This has got the secret bonus track, which is The Cunts Are Ruling the World. Apologies for the language, but that's what it's called. Which regularly reappears whenever bad things politically happen. You know, Trump does something and up it pops. Boris does something, up it pops. So on and so forth. But yeah, love Jarvis. Stevie Wonder, the Definitive Collection. This is just a nice career-spanning best of. I mainly got this to sort of mop up the early Motown stuff before he, although he was still a Motown, but before he went out on his own and was self-producing, etc. Because I've got most of the albums from that, you know, the golden period. But this is, as I say, it's got a lot of the early stuff on as well. That was an HMV in their one of their special offers. This is Gorillaz Plastic Beach. I enjoyed the Gorillaz. I had the first 3 albums, I think, but I've just not got round to getting the later ones. Not that I dislike them, I just never got round to it. It's got On Melancholy Hill, which is a great song. Stylo as well as a single on this. This has all got downloadable stuff and stuff like that on it. Yeah, good album. Okay, this is Robbie Williams, Swings Both Ways Live, the Best of the European Tour 2014. So, I mentioned on a previous video for a different tour, well, a couple of different tours actually, Robbie went through a period where he teamed up with Live Here Now, and it was where they would record a show and then you could buy it immediately on the way out. Then he sort of changed that slightly, where he recorded a show and released them through his website, but you couldn't buy them immediately. And what he did for the Swings Both Ways tour is he also released this compilation. So this has got tracks from throughout Europe, you know, Prague, Helsinki, Leeds, Glasgow, Zurich, Oslo, Stockholm, Turin, Manchester, Hamburg, Newcastle, Belfast, Berlin, etc., etc. So it's sort of his favourite performances, or the best performances throughout the tour, of the set list from that tour. So I picked that one up, as well as the concert I actually went to, which I can't remember if I've already shown or not. But that was the tour promoting his second Swing album. Whitney Houston, The Ultimate Collection. I think this was another HMV. Might even have been the same deal as the Stevie Wonder one. It's about all the Whitney I need, really. It's got all her hits on it. I like Whitney, you know, but I don't feel the need to get all her albums. Although saying that, it hasn't got... what was it called? The one Alicia Keys wrote for A Millionaire. I can't remember the exact title, but that one. So I would like to get that one somehow. I've shown a lot of Joni already, I think, but this is Joni Mitchell again. Taming the Tiger. So this was her album from 98, I think. Looking at it. So a late one. Yeah, everything seems to be pointing to. It's in the reissue. This is a track from 1998. None of the tracks are leaping out as being particularly memorable, but all her albums are great. This is the Essential Sly and the Family Stone. I also have the Best of Sly and the Family Stone. I had this first. This has sort of got all this plus more on it. Sly and Family Stone are sort of were introduced to through Prince and his covers of some of their tracks and talking about them. And a band I want to get all their stuff, but it's not something I've found yet. So far this is all I have, Sly and Family Stone wise, apart from Record Store Day 2019. They released the Woodstock album and I bought that. But yeah, really like Sly and Family Stone. This is Melanie C Stages. I've mentioned before, love Mel C. Not only my favourite Spice Girl, but one of my favourite female performers. This is her album she released 2012 on the back of doing Jesus Christ Superstar, and it's, as you can tell by the title, Stages, it's her singing loads of songs from a musical. It's basically very good. She's got an amazing voice. Some of the tracks are sort of quite really musically, although I think they probably have been used in jukebox musicals. But Both Sides Now is on here, Joni's track. Ain't Got No I Got Life, the Nina Simone track. My Funny Valentine, not entirely sure whether that's from a musical or not, but yeah, really good album. This is All Over the World, the very best of the Electric Light Orchestra. I think I'm correct, this is an album that is entirely re-recorded by Jeff Lynne. It's not the original songs. I think I'm right on that. but it's hard to tell the difference, to be honest. You know, if you just listen, I'm sure if you put them side by side you'd know, or if you're, you know, really into... I've got 90% of ELO's albums as part of a box set that I've already shown, but I'm not, you know, and I enjoy them, but they're not one of my favourite bands who I really know their music. So yeah, as I say, I'd be hard pushed to tell if I was listening to the original or the remake, unless I'm wrong and these aren't remakes, in which case none of that makes sense. This is The Doors, The Singles. This is a nice little 2 discs and a Blu-ray compilation. So this is literally all their singles, including the B-sides, over 2 discs. And then the Blu-ray is a quadraphonic mix of the best of The Doors. So yeah, this is really good. I have all their albums, not the poetry ones, or the ones that don't feature Jim Morrison, but all their proper albums I have as part of a CD box set. So this is sort of nice to sort of complete the set. This was actually a Christmas present, but it was off my wish list. But yeah, love The Doors. This is Propellerhead's Decks and Drums and Rock and Roll. This is the whatever anniversary edition, 20th, I'm guessing. Yeah, must be the 20th anniversary edition. I have shown the original already, and I did show this when I got it in some form on one video, so such. But this is an album I absolutely love. I'm not massively into dance music, but sort of big beat, so Propellerheads, Fatboy Slim, a lot of Chemical Brothers, that sort of stuff I really like. This is a magnificent album, and it's got loads of extras on second disc, basically. One of my favourite bands, top 5 easily, probably top 3, is Blur. A little run of some of their bits. This is their 5th album, the self-titled Blur. So it's Beetlebum, Song 2, MOR, On Your Own were the singles. Whole album is great. All the Blur albums, I also have the 21st anniversary box set that they released with all the extras and everything, which I have shown on the channel. This is the best of Blur. So the sort of selling points for this were it had Music Is My Radar, which is a new track on here, although it was also a single, so it's available on CD single, which I also have. Yeah, that was the only new one, and they still refused to put Pop Life on here. But then CD2 is 10 tracks from the Wembley Arena singles concert that they put on, so live recordings of 10 of their singles. This is The Strokes' Is This It, their debut album. Wonderful, wonderful album, but I've never felt the need to get any more. From what I've heard, and I might be wrong, but they've never bettered this, so it's never made me want to get more. They've just announced a new album, but not really made me want to get it. If I find it out and about cheap, I might pick up some of their stuff, but really happy with this. Great album. Back to Blur. This is Great Escape, their 4th album. It's the one with Country House on it and Stereotypes. Universal, which is just one of the greatest songs ever written. And what was the other single? Gone blank as to what the other single was. But yeah, just great album. This is Stadium Arcadium by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This was the last Chili Peppers album I bought. I loved the Chili Peppers for a long time, but this album just did nothing for me. It's got a couple of good Humpty Bump's good. Danny California is good. Snow Hey Ho is good. Pretty much the singles basically are good. But it just got boring. Since I stopped taking drugs, I just started making the same album over and over again, and I sort of had enough of it by the time this came out. Again, I may eventually pick up the later stuff. I've just relatively recently announced that John Frusciante's rejoined the band, so I will listen out. But I mean, he's on this, so it's no guarantee that it's going to be good. Supergrass's I Should Coco. I've already shown the... I think it's about... Oh, I hate doing this. Sort of about the reissue anniversary, 20th anniversary, I think it was. Box set with loads of extras on it. This is just the normal album. I've also shown... did an unboxing last month as I record this for the new Strange Ones box set with everything on it. But yeah, it's a great album. Back to Blur, their second album, Modern Life is Rubbish. Love this album. For Tomorrow is probably my favourite Blur song. Advert's great. Star Shape's great. Chemical World's good. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's, you know, it's a good song. Sunday Sunday I love. Well, I mean, it's all good. You know, there's no duff tracks on there, but it's some really strong stuff as well. Yep. Highly recommend that. If you only sort of know Parklife and Great Escape, blank. It's worth going back to that because it is sort of the precursor of the Brit poppy Blur. Speaking of Parklife, so this was the first Blur I owned. I had this at university. It was one of about 10 CDs I owned. I played this 6 million times. It never tired of it. Love every single track. Just an amazing, amazing album. This is A Grand Don't Come For Free by The Streets, which is an excellent album. It's sort of a concept album telling a story of a night. I think it's a night in Mike Skinner's life. And relationship problems and money problems, etc. Just really good. Blinded by the Lights, I think, was a single. Fit But You Know It was obviously a single big hit, and Dry Your Eyes was a huge hit and is an amazing song, but the whole thing is really good. And finally for this video, Catatonia's Equally Cursed and Blessed, their third album. Dead From the Waist Down, Londinium, Karaoke Queen, I think, were the 3 singles. Possibly She's a Millionaire as well. Dead From the Waist Down was sort of the biggest hit. So this was sort of their post, you know, they reached a lot of fame with it, with the, I was going to say International Rescue, International Velvet album. Is that right? I think. And this was the one after that when Kevis was going off the rails a little bit, not hugely, but yes, really, really good album, but it didn't quite hit the peaks of the previous one. Okay, that's it for part 15. Like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.